Welcome to Blue Team Resources, your go-to channel for free cybersecurity resources. We've got you covered with everything from threat intelligence to incident response strategies. Unveiling the mystery of Windows Event ID 4648, everything you need to know. Introduction. In today's digital world, maintaining the security and integrity of your network is crucial. One way to do this is by understanding and monitoring Windows event logs, such as Windows Event ID 4648. In this video, we'll dive deep into this event ID, its potential causes, and the steps you need to take when troubleshooting or resolving a recurring event. What is Windows Event ID 4648? Windows Event ID 4648, or a logon was attempted using explicit credentials, is a security event that occurs when a user or service initiates an account logon on behalf of another user. This logon guide is generated when a third process attempts anonymous login to a particular account or requests the local security authority, LSA, to make an account log in on a user or service account by specifying explicit credentials. Components of Event ID 4648. The event log for Windows Event ID 4648 typically contains the following information: subject, account whose credentials were used, target server, process information, and network information. Sample Windows event log for Event ID 4648. Here is the sample event. Subject. The subject section provides details about the user or service initiating the logon session. In our sample log, the security ID is S15-21, ending with 1001, the account name is John Doe, the account domain is example, and the logon GUID is multiple zeros. Account whose credentials were used. This section offers information about the user account whose credentials were used for the logon. In our example, the security ID is S15-21, ending with 2001, the account name is Jane Doe, and the account domain is example. Target server. This section includes information about the server where the logon is being attempted. In the sample log, the target server name is server01.example.com, and the additional information is server01. Process information. This section contains details about the process requesting the logon session. In our example, the process ID is 0x48, and the process name is cwindows, system32, run as.x. Network information. This section provides network-related information. In the sample log, the network address is 192.168.1.10, and the port is 50432. Security monitoring recommendations. Monitoring Windows Event 4648 is crucial, as it could indicate malicious intent or unauthorized access attempts. Organizations should set up alerts and notifications to act quickly when an attack occurs. Monitoring for this event helps protect an organization's network and systems by detecting any potential security gaps or flaws before they impact operations. Utilizing Event ID 4648. Event ID 4648 can be used to monitor logon events and enhance logging, security databases, and audit practices. Security professionals can use this event to monitor their networks and ensure that only authorized users have access to sensitive information. This allows organizations to identify potential threats early on and take appropriate measures to prevent them from occurring. Troubleshooting and resolving Event ID 4648. If you encounter Windows Event ID 4648 and suspect that it may be related to a security issue, follow these steps. Analyze the event log. Carefully examine the event log details to determine if the login activity is legitimate or suspicious. In our example, the event log might raise suspicions due to the use of the runas.x process. Look for any irregularities, such as unfamiliar account names or IP addresses. Review recent changes. Check for any recent changes in your environment, such as new applications, services, or configurations that could be causing the event. For instance, if there was a recent deployment of a new application that uses the runas.x process, this could explain the event. Verify permissions. Ensure that the user account initiating the logon session has the appropriate permissions to perform the requested action. In our example, confirm that John Doe has the necessary privileges to use Jane Doe's credentials or access the target server, server01.example.com. Monitor for repeated attempts. Monitor the event logs to identify any patterns or repeated attempts from the same user or IP address. If you notice multiple log entries for event ID 4648 involving the same accounts, processes, or IP addresses, it could indicate a security issue that requires further investigation. Update security policies. If necessary, update your security policies and user access controls to minimize the risk of unauthorized login attempts. This could include implementing stricter password policies, limiting the use of privileged accounts, or restricting access to sensitive systems. Conduct a security audit. If you suspect a security breach, consider conducting a thorough security audit of your environment to identify any vulnerabilities or signs of unauthorized access. This may involve reviewing firewall rules, checking for unpatched software, and assessing user permissions. In our example, you could examine logs for any other suspicious activities involving John Doe or Jane Doe, or any unauthorized access attempts to server01.example.com. Conclusion. Understanding and monitoring Windows Event ID 4648 is essential for maintaining the security and integrity of your network. By following the steps outlined in this video, network administrators and users can monitor the status of high-value accounts, take appropriate actions when it periodically occurs, and prevent any security or data loss incidents from happening. Remember, staying proactive and vigilant is key to keeping your network secure. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more top-notch cybersecurity resources. Keep your blue team on their toes and ahead of the game with Blue Team resources. Thanks for watching.